pay insufficient attention to the frightening scenario of a comprehensive cyber attack, which would bring to a complete halt to the power supply, transportation, hospital services, our society as a whole. The COVID-19 crisis would be seen in this respect as a small disturbance in comparison to a major cyber attack.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 28 and verse 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence. Jeremiah chapter 28 and verse 8. Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Racha Kodash. Double honor to our venerable apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and blessings to the Lord's elect, the house of David. All right, so Brother Haran coming back at you with another lesson, Lord willing to be edifying and uplifting unto the elect. All right, and today is the 28th, or shifting over into the 29th, all right, of June. Okay, pretty much the last couple of days, all right, before the end of the month of June in the year 2023 AD. Okay, the hopeful year where the Lord's prophecies, all right, as a matter of fact, the hopeful year where all the prophecies, all right, be fulfilled. All right, and a major prophecy, okay, of these last days, I'm gonna get it real quick, actually comes from our Lord. Okay, and he was verifying pretty much everything that all the prophets of old before him, all right, had seen. All right, okay, the kind of troubles that befalls the inhabitants of this earth right before the return of our Lord. Okay, the second coming and the destruction of America, Babylon the Great. Okay, it says, there's a book of Luke chapter 21 and verse 11. It says, and great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilences, and fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven. Luke chapter 21 and verse 11. So we're going to highlight today, majority of it will be focused more on the pestilence. Okay, now you might want to ask yourself, what is a pestilence, right? Now, pestilence is any infectious, or contagious disease. Okay, any infectious or contagious disease is considered a pestilence according to the very definition of the word. Okay, now I'm going to go into something real quick. This article is quite lengthy, but we're going to run through it. Again, it's very important because these articles, like we always say, are the biblical prophecies being fulfilled, and it's being documented, and we're bringing it out and showing the world, yay, these things that's going on, the daily headlines, whether they be in the mainstream or not, okay, as long as they're happening, they've been set to happen. Here it is. See, that's our job. Everything that we're telling you that's going to come to pass is coming to pass. We're going over the same precepts that we went over years and years and years, over and over and over and over again. Okay, so this article, right, which I'm going to go into, says, end of the American dream. All of a sudden, outbreaks of malaria, H5N1, swine flu, and monkeypox are all in the news. It says, after a bit of a lull, it appears that pestilences are going to start making headline news once again. Of course, that is the last thing that many of us want to hear. Many Americans are finally getting their lives back to normal after the last demic, and a lot of people are hoping that we won't have to go through another for a long time to come. Unfortunately, the truth is that we have entered a period of history when major outbreaks will be quite common. In secret labs all over the planet, mad scientists are monkeying around with some of the deadliest bugs ever known to humanity. And as we have seen, it is way too easy for an, quote, accident to happen, end quote. One of the diseases that our scientists have been playing around with is malaria. And now there are 4 confirmed cases in Florida and 1 in Texas, right? And it's very interesting why malaria is becoming, all right, a big problem here in America, Babylon the Great, simply because we know this is not happening by chance. It didn't just happen. Oh, it's been after, I believe the last case, which I believe this article does mention, is that the last recorded malaria case in the U.S. was 20 years ago, I think, right? About 20 years ago. So all of a sudden, this thing is flaring up again. A disease that is mostly known to happen in tropical countries, countries with warmer climate, and even in that, you can still prevent mosquitoes, right? If your surroundings are clean, especially in the summertime, you have certain, areas that might have water, like stagnant water, in the heat. All right, that is definitely grounds for breeding for mosquitoes. So it makes sense why Florida and Texas will be getting bombarded with mosquitoes, because those are warmer climates compared to up when you go up north of the states, right? So it says here, malaria, a potentially deadly disease caused by a mosquito-borne parasite, is making inroads into the United States. And we know, going back a couple of years ago, all right, the Grim Reaper himself, Bill Bates, all right, he said it. He said, I believe that was like a commercial or something, and he had the Grim Reaper, and then you had mad mosquitoes. I believe they're lab-made or genetically modified mosquitoes or some shit. And we reported on that. About how they're going to use these mosquitoes to spread diseases, and then use the same mosquitoes to give out the Vanessa. So everything is satanically programmed, all right, to come against the people of the Lord, the Israelites. Okay, they're not doing all these things because they're trying to come after Esau. Esau is weak as hell. They don't got to go into all these tricks, all right, put in mRNA and genetically modifying mosquitoes and all this shit. Who are they targeting? The same people they've been targeting for years, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, the Most High's chosen people. Okay, so let's continue. It says 5 new cases of malaria, 1 in Texas and 4 in Florida, are alarming officials because they were locally acquired, meaning a mosquito in the U.S. was carrying the parasite. You could thank Gil Bates for that. It says that hasn't happened since 2003 in Palm Beach County, Florida, according to Centers for Disease CDC. It says this isn't supposed to happen. What you mean by that, bro? This isn't supposed to happen? A lot of things ain't supposed to happen, but does it happen? You're damn right it does. Don't you see what's going on in this country and around the world? What month are we in? What are they doing? I mean, you see more naked people walking the streets nowadays in New York City than at the beach now. Isn't that crazy? People have more clothes on at the beach than they have in the streets with this crazy parade stuff going on. And there's no arrest for public indecency or nothing. It's just a whole bunch of madness being allowed to happen. Okay? So it makes sense why the Lord is going to plague this place with a whole bunch of pestilences. Like, you people need to get checked, man. All right? You need to get checked. So it says malaria isn't supposed to be spreading in the United States. Well, so is these crazy people shit. These alphabet people lifestyles, man. Especially with the way they're coming after children. This is just straight up satanic, man. That's all that Baphomet spirit. Okay? It says, but it is, and those that do not get diagnosed and treated quickly can end up dead. Yeah, malaria is a deadly disease. All right, and through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, I do definitely see this thing, all right, eradicating a lot of you wicked ass people, man, from all races. All right, and guess what? We over here through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, we have the cure to that. All right, to malaria, that's an easy cure, but we ain't gonna tell you. All right, we ain't gonna tell you. It's only for the elect. All right, it's only for the elect, man. And that's it. All right. We don't care about the rest of you people because you clearly don't care about the Heavenly Father. Your life choices, all right, is a testament to who you are and what you really believe. Okay. So when the troubles come, don't come looking for any remedy over here because there will be none. All right. Gold and silver have we none, but the word of the Lord, well, guess what? That we don't got that too. All right. It says symptoms of malaria include fever, shaking, chills, headache, muscle aches, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and tiredness, according to the CDC. Well, guess what? We shouldn't be taking anything these clowns say seriously. The CDC, what the hell do they know? After the past 2 years, 3 years, that people, whatever people have been through, would you still listen to people like this? A privately owned, corporation, a privately owned business, a for-profit company, right? When you hear for-profit, that means that their whole agenda, their contribution to society is to make money. Okay? You're dealing with a business corporation known as a CDC. You've been deceived to think it has to do with diseases and controlling of diseases and preventing them. So that's why you have to listen to them. But it's just a privately owned. It's like listening to somebody from FedEx telling you, how to do your job or some shit. Why it's important for you not to go out, or some shit. It's like, okay, bro, you're FedEx. I don't need to listen to you about shit. It's the same thing. It says, if it's not treated promptly, the infection can cause jaundice, anemia, kidney failure, seizures, mental confusion, coma, and death. Well, that's a lot of shit that malaria I'm not too familiar, with. That malaria can actually cause, mental confusion, coma, death. I mean, death, yeah, but mental confusion and coma? Interesting. Because meanwhile, we just received some very troubling news about the H5N1 strain of the bird flu. So there's more, right? But wait, there's more. Yahushua talked about pestilences in diverse places, right? Let's read. On Tuesday, it was being widely reported that 9 cats in Poland have caught the disease. 9 cats have been confirmed to be infected with the H5N1 subtype of avian influenza in Poland, the country's chief veterinarian officer announced on Monday, as reports of mammals being infected with the virus continue to increase. Okay, so that's something we got to look out for, because those of us who might have pets, right? You knowing how these devils operate, they say you own nothing and you be happy. They have to have a reason why you end up owning nothing, meaning your ownership of animals, whether it's a farm. They're going from farmers all the way to domestic pet owners. If you have any type of livestock, any type of animals around you, just be prepared that you might be losing them very soon. Okay? They're going to start off with fear tactics, and as soon as going to be draconian measures as to why you cannot have these animals. All right? People are going to, I'm telling you, they're going to break your hearts, man. They're going to come in just like they'll be coming to take people's children away from them. You're going to have women having their kids. They'll separate them, right? Just like in the time of slavery. They'll take the baby. They'll bring in like 10, 12 cops, and you have this one mother just crying, and they'll just come in and take the baby away from her. Just say, listen, I'm sorry we have to do this to you, but, these are the rules. We're just doing our job, come, let's take this baby. And this mother be crying, helpless. There's nothing she could do. She being held down by like 10 cops, and she's losing her child, months old baby, and then she's getting arrested, put in the back of a truck somewhere and abused. You see, in them days, who you gonna call for? Who you gonna look for? There's a scenario I just gave. There wasn't a single mention of a man in there to protect the woman and the child, right? So that's a scenario for you single mothers out there. Scriptures talk about woe unto you that give suck in those days. It's just gonna be too much. Okay, it's gonna be too much, man. And that's what's going to result in a lot of people committing suicide, a lot of people committing cannibalism, okay, homicides, and so on and so forth, right? The condition in which people are going to be in will open up their spirits for demons to possess them. That's just how it's going to be. All right, when you're going sleepless for days on end, right? When you going foodless and waterless, you as a whole parched land. You turn into a whole parched land. You open up yourself for demons to take over your shit, man. And they've done experiments on this. They've done experiments on what happens when you go days without sleeping. They've done experiments on when you go days without drinking water, all right, or eating food. Okay, what are the effects on the human mind? Especially when consciousness, all right, in your mind already is clear as to what is going on. It's not a matter of, okay, I'm just, potentially, just holding up myself from food and water for a couple of days or so. No, this is knowing, being aware that ain't no food coming in, ain't no water coming in. It changes the mindset quickly. And that's what's coming, right? It says on Tuesday, it was being widely reported that 9 cats in Poland have caught the disease. All right, and it goes in on how 9 cats have been confirmed to be infected with the H5N1 subtype of avian influenza in Poland. The country's chief veterinarian officer announced on Monday, as reports of mammals being infected with the virus continue to increase. The infected cats were found in Poznan, the Tri-City metropolitan area, and Lublin, locations separated by distances of hundreds of kilometers. Right? H5N1 has started to spread among other mammals as well, like we were saying earlier. So it's not just going to be just cats, right? Dog owners, right? Any type of animals that you may have, they're going to come up with rules as to why, keeping you safe, of course, and keep your animals safe. We will have to separate them from you, and we'll have to take them away from you. And we do the best that we can to make sure that everyone is, safe and protected, safely protected, safe and effective. So it says, so it is just a matter of time before it starts spreading among humans. So is it just a matter of time before it starts spreading amongst humans? He said, we shall see. Alarmingly, it appears that there is more to this story in Poland than we are being told. All right, and Poland, I believe, is also involved with this whole controversy that's going on between Russia and NATO. Okay, now it's not just Russia, Ukraine, it's Russia and NATO. So start getting ready for that. All right, it says, and very soon they're going to definitely pull some shit and blame it on Russia very soon in the next coming weeks, because whatever they're doing out there in Ukraine is not looking good. It's not looking good. All right, and that's why they tried this coup last weekend, and that was a failure. Okay, last week that was a complete debacle, man. Because that's not part of prophecy. All right, America does not get to topple the Russian government in prophecy. It doesn't happen. America gets bombarded, okay, by provoking the bear. Okay, and that's exactly what you're seeing. Anyway, let's keep going. It says, alarmingly, it appears that there's more to this story in Poland than we are being told. According to a Polish news source, quote, large number of cats, end quote, have been dying from an unknown illness. Veterinarian authorities in Poland are investigating reports of large numbers of cats dying from an unknown illness and have warned owners to keep their pets inside. Initial tests by the Chief Veterinarian Inspectorate have found that some of the deceased animals had avian flu. I wonder how they got it. Over the past 2 weeks, numerous instances, and what makes it fishy is that these shits can go weeks, months, years, and nothing happens. And then all of a sudden, to fit perfectly, conveniently, all of a sudden, we just start seeing these things popping up out of nowhere. Just randomly, all of a sudden. You can never get a full trace as to, okay, where did this thing come from? But all of a sudden, this shit just starts circulating and everybody's talking about it. It's like, wait, bro, you can't just invite yourself to the party, my guy. There's a whole disease out here. He just pop up out of nowhere randomly, like talking about you infecting animals and shit. What? This is not by coincidence. This is lab made, just like everybody else, everything else, including food, all right, including people. We're talking about lab grown babies. So everything is lab grown, including the diseases. All right. So continuing, it says, over the past 2 weeks, numerous instances of otherwise healthy cats suddenly and inexplicably becoming ill, and in many cases dying, have been reported throughout Poland. The affected animals have reportedly suffered neurological and respiratory symptoms, including seizures and difficulty breathing. This has led to concerns that some type of contagious illness is spreading. And again, anything, remember, we've gone over this multiple times. Anything that is deemed a health, what is that? A global, what's that term? They have to, you got to get it right. Global health threat of a public health threat of global concern. I believe that's how it is. Once you hear those words come from the who that, it's over with. It's over with. That's the beginning of the emergency powers being kicked in. And boy, oh boy, when those days come, and it's coming. All right, it's coming. These are the symptoms of it coming. It says that report says that some of the dead cats had the bird flu. That doesn't mean that some of them didn't. And that same report goes on to explain that in one area alone, 25 of those 28 cats that were showing symptoms of this unknown illness had ended up dead. Shit. Well, wait till this thing comes over here to Babylon. It's gonna be crazy. You know? It says the chief veterinary office for Pomerania province, where Gdańsk is located, and the region's veterinary chamber have revealed that out of 28 cats brought to clinics in the wider Gdańsk area in last 2 weeks with such symptoms, 25 have since died. Damn. So only 3 made it. Oh wow. On Friday, the National Chief Veterinary Inspectorate GIW announced that there had been similar reports in several cities and that it was closely following the development of the situation. And so it appears that we are not just talking about a handful of dead cats. We should watch this story very closely in the days ahead, because if H5N1 does mutate into a form that can spread easily among humans, the death toll could be catastrophic. They said, if you doubt this, just consider these numbers. Globally, since 2003, 873 human infections with a H5N1 virus, including 458 deaths, have been reported to the WHO. Okay. Elsewhere, it is being reported that a woman in Brazil just died from the swine flu. U.S. health chiefs are investigating the death of a Brazilian woman who became a rare victim of swine flu. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and Brazil is what? ASHA, right? Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, officials plan to probe samples. Oh, here we go. Collected from the patient, 42, who died from an she was 42, who died from an H1N1 variant spreading in pigs. How did she get it? She was eating pigs? That's why we tell you stop eating that stuff. You know? He's still putting diseases in them, man. At this point, he put in all the meat. Talking about vaccinating the meat. It says her death earlier last month has sparked concern because she had no direct contact with pigs. Oh, so she wasn't in contact with pigs. Okay, so I guess well, eating bacon, that is kind of having contact with pigs, right? It says, which may signal onward transmission from someone else. Hopefully this will turn out to be an isolated case. No, it will not. The CDC got a sample of it, buddy. You forgot? Come on, buddy. It says, because we definitely do not need to add an H1N1 endemic or epidemic to our growing list of problems. Well, the CDC will make sure that it becomes part of your problems, buddy. All right. They have samples. That means it's going to be a thing. They created diseases. Okay? Centers for Disease. Oh, just remember that. It says, on top of everything else, monkeypox cases are on the rise again. The following story comes from the California news source. Los Angeles County health officials Friday reported a concerning increase in cases of mpox, previously known as monkeypox, with 6 new infections confirmed in the county in the past week. That's up from an average of less than 1 case per week over the past month, according to the Department of Public Health. The sudden increase prompted health officials to urge people who show any symptoms of the illness to get tested. Such symptoms include rash, fever, or swollen lymph nodes. Well, they did say that with the whole TG people and the whole month of all right, the price, there's going to be a rise in MP this month into next month into the fall months. Okay, so it's a lot of things that are happening all at once. Also, if you're out here in the Northeast, or pretty much the whole entire country at this point, that's how I see them doing it. All right, get ready for this the smoke in the air. Okay, get ready for the polluted air, and get ready. We've been saying it. It's going to be an energy crisis summer. Okay, it's going to be a crisis on the energy this summer. All right, your ability to use water, heat, AC, right, barbecuing, a lot of things are going to be restricted because there's smoke in the air. The air quality is so bad. People are getting sick. Respiratory illnesses. Animals getting sick. It's too hot. It's affecting the power grid. Oh my goodness, it's going to be so bad this year. Everything is all coming full circle, man. And they said the next lockdowns, they said it's going to be much more stringent. Okay, Revelation 12:12. And this time it's going to be forever. Ain't no, we get locked down and we coming right back. No. You get locked down, and by the time you come back to life to open up again, there's going to be 15 cities. Geofencing. Get ready. Microchip involved. It says, I know that I have covered a lot of material very rapidly. So much is happening, but the mainstream media isn't giving it much attention. But if a major pandemic does erupt in the second half of this year, all right, so this guy is prophesying in a way, it will be front page news everywhere. Hopefully that will not be the case. I guess he doesn't want that prophecy to come to pass. Hopefully we have more time. So again, but without a doubt, more great pestilences are coming, and they will cause great panic all over the globe. You hear that? All over the globe. Luke chapter 21 and verse 11. And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines, that means lack of food and water, all right, and pestilences, right? Pestilences. The guy said in the article, finishing off, but without a doubt, more great pestilences are coming, and they will cause great panic all over the globe. Okay? Yahushua said, pestilences and fearful sights, panic, right? And great signs shall there be from heaven. Okay? And the Lord said in the book of 2nd Ezra that he was going to do this. All right? He was going to bring the inhabitants of this world, these wicked ass people, okay? The Lord said he's going to punish them. Okay, he's going to punish them with what? Let's read. This is the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 49. It says, I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence, to waste thy houses with destruction and death. Okay? To waste thy houses with destruction and death. What's in the majority of people's houses today? They got pets, they got friends, families, right? So the Lord said he's going to take away all those things. He's going to bring death and destruction. All right? And it's going to be done by way of what? Let's read that again. I will send plagues, 2nd Ezra 15 verse 49. I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty. You hear that? Widowhood, poverty. Okay? You own nothing and you be happy. Poverty, famine, okay, sword, all right, and pestilence to waste their houses with destruction and death. Okay, so it doesn't bode well for anyone here in America, Babylon the Great. Okay, especially, all right, if you're 2/3. All right, that's just what it is, and we're just here to give the warning. Okay, so take it for what it is. All right, all hell's about to break loose, and it's gonna be, whether it's manufactured chaos or not, just understand chaos is coming, and they're gonna have to bring in the order, all right, to set things back in its proper order, back in its proper places. Okay, well, in this case, really going to turn things all the way up. All right. So anyway, I'm gonna leave it off there. Lord willing, you are edified. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha Kodash, the water Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, for the inspiration. And until next time, Shalom.